Hey guys, it's Emily. Sorry I look like crap, but I'm gonna make the How I Told Everybody and How Everybody Reacted video. So I already told you guys about my whole baby daddy thing, and then the next person I told after my baby daddy was my parents, and that was pretty tough. Both of my parents are very active in church. My dad actually used to be a preacher. He's retired now, but he was a preacher for a long time. And even though he's not a preacher, he's still like really big in our church, and so is my mom. So I knew it was going to be hard to tell them. They had no clue about anything that was going on with me. They thought I was still a virgin. They're very big on abstinence, and so I knew it was going to be really hard to tell them. So one day I sat them both down in the living room, and I'm like, there's something I have to tell you. And my mom kind of guessed. She was just like, don't tell me you're pregnant. And I was like, yeah. And I was bawling my eyes out. Like, I was crying so hard. And like, when she said you're pregnant, I just started crying. I'm like, yeah. And so my dad got up and walked out of the room. He didn't say anything. He just walked out of the room. My mom sat there crying. So I went over to my mom and I hugged her, and she was like, I'm really disappointed. I didn't want this for you. I didn't expect this at all. But I'm going to support you and I'm going to be here. I mean, you're my daughter. I love you. And so then she left the room to talk to my dad. And my dad went back to their room. And so she went into their room and she shut the door. And I went into my room and shut my door. And all I could hear was yelling and screaming coming from my dad. I was terrified. So a few minutes later, my mom calls me into their room, and my dad's just sitting there crying, and he was like, I can't believe this, you're my little girl, how are you pregnant? And so they, then we just had a long talk about everything, and that all turned out okay in the end. It was very, very emotional, but it turned out okay in the end. And then my mom kind of told everybody else in my family. She told my sister, like, I was planning on telling my sister, but then the next day she told my sister, and then my sister comes up to me hugging me. She's like, I love you, it's okay, we're gonna get through this. And then she told like everybody else in my family. And I live in a very small town, very small. So it did not take long at all for word to get around. And I had everybody coming up to me saying, are you pregnant, Emily? Emily, are you pregnant? And at first I was just like, no, because I didn't really want people knowing to begin with. Because I was known as like the innocent girl, the sweet innocent girl that didn't do anything like that. And so I was embarrassed for people to know. But now people, I'm giving up on saying no, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And so I have a few people who judge me, and I know like in our church family there are going to be a lot of people who judge me because my dad was the preacher and my parents are both so active in church, and in the community there's people who judge me because I'm so young. But it's all gonna be okay. And I've never been one to really care what people say about me. So those people who judge, they can go ahead. I'm happy. I know I'm gonna be a good mom. Even though I'm young, I'm still gonna be a good mom. And yeah, so that's pretty much how everybody found out I was pregnant. I didn't have to tell anybody except for my parents. Everybody else just found out. So if you guys have any other suggestions for a video I should do, just let me know and I will be sure to do that. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.